What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, continuing on like a series of videos like what I did yesterday with Revenge of the Fallen, me talking about how I think the movie is better than what a lot of people online tend to say usually. Now I'm gonna put another hot take out there on the channel, and I know a lot of people are gonna agree with me, and there's gonna be a lot of people that just don't agree with me. That's just how it is. That's fine. But the Bumblebee movie, I do not think this is as good of a Transformers movie as a lot of these Transformers fans online tend to say the last almost 7 years now, which is crazy. So I went to go see it like opening day, I think, or maybe opening weekend. I can't remember. I don't know. My hype for the Bumblebee movie wasn't really that high in general back then. Because the last night really broke me the year before, and I just moved on to other stuff like the MCU at the time was killing it. So I just basically put all my focus into Marvel at the time. But I see Bumblebee, and because of the last night and because of just everything back then, I thought the movie was amazing. I was like, oh my god, this is basically the best Transformers movie we've ever gotten. Blah, blah, blah. You know, the typical stuff that people were saying when the movie first dropped. But as the years have gone on, I like it less and less, and I'm going to give you guys some reasons as to why in this video. So, I guess let's start off with the opening sequence that everybody talks about on Cybertron all the time. This is basically the main reason why Transformers fans think this movie is some amazing piece of media. The scene doesn't even last 5 minutes, guys. Like, it makes up such a small portion of the movie. You cannot just say because of that 3.5 minute scene that this is the best Transformers movie ever. When, I don't know, it just seems like G1 pandering at the beginning, and it just feels so, I don't know how to put it, but it just doesn't feel too important to what they could have done with that movie, if that makes sense. I don't know how I'm trying to word this, but it feels like something that they were just trying to put there to please fans from what was going on back then. And the scene was great. I guess it worked, but at the same time, that's 3 minutes out of an hour and like 50-minute movie. So I don't know about all that, but like that's the main reason, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. And then the rest of the movie is basically just human scene after human scene, exposition with humans and their relationship together. Charlie, the nerdy guy, her mother, quote-unquote stepdad, I guess, and all that stuff. The little brother, the military, John Cena. And you get little bits of Bumblebee's character here and there interacting with Charlie. You get some extra stuff with Optimus on Cybertron at some point later on in the movie. And then you get this stuff with Shatter and Dropkick, which is okay. And then the final battle, people really tend to hype that up. But honestly, the final battle really doesn't seem all that amazing. Like, the choreography with the robots and the CGI is pretty cool. You didn't really see that too often until that movie back then. But other than that, it's really not too spectacular. Like, the fighting setting is pretty boring. It takes place at nighttime, so there's not really anything dynamic going on with the scenery in general. So I don't really think it's something too amazing. Like, the only thing that's at least semi-eye-catching is how they handled the choreography with the robots. I thought that was pretty cool. With all that said, like, in terms of it being a movie, I think it is good. But in terms of it being a Transformers movie that we've all been waiting for and asking for, I think it's horrible. It's mostly just human stuff. Again, it's worse than the Bay movies, if you ask me, with, like, human to robot screen time. Like, it's really surprising. People tend to bash on the Bay movies for the amount of human screen time compared to robot screen time. But then when you get to Bumblebee, it's like these G1 fans just ignore that and say it's the greatest Transformers movie we've gotten since the '86 movie, just because of that 3.5 minute Cybertron scene where they give us these pseudo G1 designs on Cybertron, which was cool. But again, it's just what they're going for. It really wasn't anything that spectacular in the long run, honestly. Um, it's just weird to me, like this dynamic in the fandom with the Bumblebee movie. There's some hypocrisy going on here with what people complain about the Bane movies and then what people basically just negate with the Bumblebee movie. And the main thing is the human to robot screen time ratio. I think it's worse with the B movie than it is with any of the other Bay movies. Even The Last Night, I'd say. But, you know, it's not to say this movie is awful. Again, I still think it's a good movie in general. But in terms of Transformers, I just think it's not that great. And them focusing on Bumblebee, I don't think was a good choice. But, you know, Bumblebee was like the mascot back then. And I guess from a business standpoint, it made sense for Hasbro and Paramount to do that. But from a story standpoint and just everything standpoint with Transformers, it was absolutely ridiculous and boring. And the radio thing, they're still doing that, which is annoying and just not even interesting anymore. It hasn't been interesting since at least Revenge of the Fallen or Dark of the Moon. But hey, they're still doing it till this day with Rise of the Beast. So, I mean, what are we going to do at this point, you know? But we're just in this weird thing where I think Rise of the Beast is better than the Bumblebee movie. Like, there's more robot screen time, there's more robot characterization and plot with the Transformers themselves. But then, generally, a lot of fans prefer B movie to ROTB. Whether it's one reason or another, it is what it is. But if you want a Transformers movie, why do these certain, like, I know I keep saying G1 fans, but it really is like a lot of the people that prop up this movie are like G1 fanboys, honestly. Wouldn't you want more robots, more of Optimus's characterization and stuff in a movie like Rise of the Beast than Bumblebee? I mean, I feel like people don't really know to make the difference that, okay, the Bumblebee movie is a good movie, but is it a good Transformers movie? Because again, barely any robot story, barely any robot screen time. It's mostly humans that make up the majority of the screen time for the film. And you look at Rise of the Beast, it's more of an even ratio, you know? So that's just kind of where I'm at with my headspace on how I feel about the Bumblebee movie almost 7 years later. I really feel like a lot of people in the fandom prop up this movie in ways that really don't deserve it, in my opinion, all because of a 3.5-minute Cybertron scene that really was just damage control because of what happened the year previously at that time with The Last Night. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below how y'all feel about the Bumblebee movie almost 7 years later. And yeah, catch you guys in the next video. Bye!